Imagine waking up one morning to find that your legal right to work in the country you've called home for years has been suddenly revoked. This is the harsh reality that nearly 150 workers, mostly Cuban immigrants, faced at a GE Appliances plant in Louisville, Kentucky. After the Trump administration abruptly changed their legal immigration status. But here's where it gets even more complex. The Biden-era parole program, known as CHNV, had temporarily protected roughly 532,000 Cubans, Nicaraguans, Haitians, and Venezuelans from the risk of deportation. However, in March, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem moved to terminate the program, leaving the fate of these individuals hanging in the balance. And this is the part most people miss. The Supreme Court's decision in May to allow the administration to move forward with its plan to terminate the program has had a ripple effect on the lives of these workers and the companies that employ them. The GE Appliances plant, which produces an astonishing 2 million dishwashers per year, is now facing a shortage of skilled workers. As Bill Good, the vice president in charge of the plant, explained, every 15 seconds per line, I've got a dishwasher coming off the line. But with the loss of nearly 150 workers, the plant is struggling to keep up with demand. The Department of Homeland Security began delivering notices via email in June, informing recipients living in the U.S. under the CHNV program that their permission to remain in the U.S. had been rescinded. Those who have not secured another lawful immigration status, such as temporary protected status, were told to leave the country. This has left the remaining immigrant workers at the plant living in fear that their temporary protected status could be revoked at any moment. The plant has been forced to put its remaining workers on overtime to compensate for the loss of staff, which has put a strain on everyone. But here's the question. Do you think that these immigrant workers were taking jobs away from Americans? Jalen Carpenter, another worker at the plant, doesn't think so. They applied like anybody else, he said. In fact, the workers at the plant believe that these immigrant workers were an integral part of the team and will be difficult to replace. As Schultz put it, these people were one of the vertebrae in the backbone that is American manufacturing. The controversy surrounding the termination of the CHNV program has sparked a heated debate about the role of immigrant workers in the U.S. economy. While some argue that these workers are taking jobs away from Americans, others believe that they are filling a critical gap in the workforce. But one thing is certain. The sudden loss of these workers has had a devastating impact on the GE Appliances plant and the community it serves. So we want to hear from you. Do you think that the termination of the CHNV program was the right decision? Or do you think it has had a disproportionate impact on immigrant workers and the companies that employ them? Share your thoughts in the comments below.